Hello, welcome back to Beyond the Fog. We are in session 9. And last session, a lot of things happened. Who wants to do the recap today? Mandy did it last time. Someone else needs to.
Yep, sure. I'll do it. We spent a very long time asking around town, trying to get an understanding of why the surrounding forests or forest spirits were very unhappy with the town we were in, and it all seemed to come back around to a rather obnoxious teenage noble that wanted her mansion, and we spent a long time trying different ways to get her the cooperation of both her and the mayor, and eventually we towards the end of the session we managed to get that cooperation, and we are now on our way to the forest surrounding it. I have forgotten the name, I'm sorry. But sorry?
The forest is just near Lauran.
That's right. And right before that, we set up for the night and were part of the way to Lauran, and we were ambushed by some skeletons, as they're known locally. And
Skeletons.
We mostly handed it back to them, along with a very cute little mushroom boy, and then rested up for the night. And then I think we're starting off waking up in the morning, or we're just after the fight. I'm not sure what we've decided to do there. Yep.
If I can recall correctly, Omen and Julian took the first watch, and Hortense was asleep before we closed for the day last time, so I think the following morning might be prudent.
Well, that's he had gone to pass out from getting a large stab wound.
So, as tends to happen when you are camping and not actually in a house, you will tend to wake with the sun. And it's a pleasant day in this strange world you have found yourself in for the last 5 days. It's a beautiful morning. Birds are chirping, so peaceful. And Omen is already up and awake and doing things by the time most everybody else wakes up.
What's Omen doing?
Hovering near, well, not literally, but like he's sort of just standing near the smouldering embers that remain of the fire. It looks like he might have taken over from whoever had that most recent shift and let them get a little bit more sleep before the sun came up. But he's just standing next to the fire watching it burn down.
Does Omen feel warmth or cold? Basic warmth or cold?
You'll have to ask him.
I will ask Omen. Omen, do you feel basic warmth or cold? Are you or cold? Are you hovering over the embers to warm your toes?
I am not numb, if that is your question, dear friend Julian.
It is. I know it's not a very important question, but I was just curious.
Curiosity is a good thing to have, especially in my line of work.
You look like you're pondering something. What are you thinking about?
Same thing I often ponder. How the weave has brought our fortunes together. And lately, pondering the visions we all shared. Or rather, the more individual ones we seemed to have before we stepped through the fog on this adventure.
At this point, Audacity emerges from her tent, not quite fully dressed. She's got her leather breastplate on over just a shirt, and she's got her black jacket in hand and a sewing kit. She just kind of slumps down just outside the tent and starts stitching that stab hole close. There's still, a cut in the below the breastplate, but that's not exactly sewing kit material.
No, not particularly.
So she starts stitching that close slightly grumpily.
How are you feeling this morning, Lady Audacity?
Well, I'm not exactly a fan of being stabbed, but can still kind of feel it. Actually, with something that rusty.
Some wounds do linger, unfortunately.
Yeah, and they tend to hurt more the day after than during the event itself.
Yeah, I've not got any of the adrenaline going at the moment, so I think we need to work out some better camping ideas.
If we are going to be beset by the undead, no matter where we walk, for that is twice now. The mushroom was new.
I'm curious about the mushroom. It's making me think that we're walking towards an angry forest spirit, aren't we? I'm wondering if the forest spirit is responsible for the skeletons too. If they're walking with the mushroom thing that feels a bit forest spirity.
Perhaps.
They could be guardian.
Speaking of the mushroom thing, how far away are we from where we defeated the skeletons and the mushroom guy?
Not very. Because we fought in the campsite around the campfire. So, like...
Okay, cool. So is the mushroom corpse still around?
The mushroom didn't leave a corpse. It exploded into a fine mist of ouch.
Oh, that's unpleasant. Okay.
Yeah.
There
are several piles of bones around, though.
Can we assume that between that fight and now we've had 8 hours of rest?
Oh yeah, everyone's had a long rest.
Okay, cool. Hortense is just chilling by the edge of the campsite, drinking what looks to be like an enormous breakfast smoothie. From her impression, it doesn't taste good.
How have you made a breakfast smoothie?
Well, I have ingredients on me that I established in an earlier episode, and I guess I just mashed it together in a bottle. When I say smoothie, I mean like it's more of a breakfast mush.
Okay.
But I've added some water, so I'm kind of drinking it.
A pottage of some variety bashed up in a mortar and pestle. Okay, that's fair enough.
Yep. I'm an old lady. I need to have I need to have fiber first thing in the morning.
Could I have a look at the bones, please, Shannon?
Yeah, absolutely. Roll something or other, I guess. Investigation, maybe?
Well, I'll describe what I'm trying to observe.
Yep.
I'd like to get a gauge of how old they are.
Okay, sure.
So, investigation?
Yeah.
So, 13.
And let me see. Where did you roll it?
I rolled it in the wrong one, sorry.
There it is. Oh, yeah. 39, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, okay. Cool. So you're looking at these bones, and while you don't have extensive experience looking at bones, I guess, there's a few things that strike you as a little bit odd when you're looking at these bones. First of all, they're all almost the same, like carbon copies of one another. There's no, like, you'd expect that a skeleton from one person and a skeleton from another will have minute differences. Height, width, shape of the skull. These look like they could have been identical twins, perhaps.
Any discernible injuries in any of them other than what we already inflicted on them?
Not that you can tell as distinct from the ones that you inflicted, no.
I don't suppose they have a maker's mark that says made by the evil wizard Gormagon.
Not that Julian can see with a 13.
Can I roll Arcana and see if I know anything more about these skeletons?
Sure.
$15?
Okay, so like the first bunch of these skeletons that you guys encountered, these ones don't feel like you don't get the same vibe as you would from a normal necromantic procedure. But what you can tell is there's the same magic around these skeletons as there was from the first ones. But you can also tell that they were coming from a completely different direction to the first lot.
So it's 2 different batches of skeletons.
As far as you can tell.
I would like to take some of their bones.
Sure.
Just in case it's useful later.
Did you take the bone from the first lot?
No,
How
I
they-
did.
Gail
I think
did.
I took the knuckle bones last time, didn't I?
Yes, I believe so.
Knucklebones probably aren't enough to compare them.
Just gonna open my chocolate. No, possibly not.
You've just woken up, Gil. Did you catch? How much of that did you catch?
I think I caught since you were looking around and picking through the skeletons and seeing and doing this research, so I think I didn't miss too much.
Cool. So they're all copies of the same skeleton.
That's a bit weird.
Gil's gonna sort of line up the skulls next to each other and sit in front of them, just staring at them for a little while.
As people are, going through the remnants of last night, Odysseus gonna look around and this might not be the most popular suggestion, but I think we might need to not have the campfires while we're out on the road until we work out what's going on with this. It's a great way to let everyone in a few miles know exactly where you are.
That's true.
Do you Audacity? Do you have any experience making basic hunting traps or anything like that?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Do you have any experience making nothing fancy, but basic hunting traps or anything?
I mean, there's a few tricks I know for not so much catching, but letting you know when people are coming in. Nothing we could fully surround a camp with, but maybe set up a little bit of warning.
That would be handy.
If we can get somewhere with a bit more limited access, rather than just in the middle of a road, in the middle of a field. Depends on where we end up setting up.
Such defenses are dependent on what you can surround yourself with. This might be why the towns all have walls.
Well, I seem pretty surprised that we had an encounter with skeletons on the road, so... I mean, towns off having walls, it makes them look important.
Okay.
What time of the morning is it? Is it like 6 a.m., 7 a.m., broadly pretty early?
I think they're like right near dawn.
Yeah, so like the sun is up proper. It's not touching the horizon anymore. And the sky is completely blue. So you don't have any of the different colors in the sky or anything. But you don't have a working clock to say exactly what time of day it is. But it's early morning, but not stupidly early.
Julian turns to Omen and asks what Omen makes of the fact that the Skellingtons are basically one and the same.
Say it
If
in
any-
character or I'm not answering.
Oh, sorry. Of course, sorry. Omen, what do you make of this? They're exactly the same. What do you? Sorry, I'm flustered now.
You're fine. I'm gonna have Omen roll an Arcana and see what he thinks. That's a 4. That's not great. He's gonna take a few steps away from the fire and look at the 2 skulls that Gil has lined up, and look at them all.
Yale will move away from the skulls to let Omen have full reign of them as Omen approaches.
I think there were 3 skeletons, but one of the skulls got powdered.
Yeah, something like that. Omen is just going to look down at the skulls, and one of his ghostly-like arms is going to appear, and he's going to scoop one up and just regard it in a very Shakespearean fashion. I have not encountered duplicates like this before, and I'm not sure what it would mean. Necromancy is not my field of expertise. But whatever this is, if it can happen this many times, it can happen more. And given how enthusiastic they were this time about doing us some significant harm, and his order is going to turn to look over at Audacity for a moment.
Yeah, a bit enthusiastic. That's the word.
Any defenses that we can muster against this kind of attack is worth looking into. There are dangers in this world, and we best keep that in mind as we move forward.
Alright. Well, I don't think there's anything much more we can really do to prepare ourselves for the time being. So I suppose we just keep moving forward. But yeah, we should definitely. Well, we could actually discuss formation. That's a good point.
If we're doing a circle situation, then the really odd lady be in the middle.
I think we're all still kind of just scattered about the campsite at this point.
I'm just saying. I'm saying this in character. I should have a character voice. But yeah, I'm not necessarily that useful, and I have a tendency towards impulsivity. So I feel like I need to take personal steps to temper that.
Well, you were plenty useful last fight. You were like a walking bomb.
Because I remember I had Thunder Wave.
It is a good spell when used correctly.
I mean,
Yes,
combat formations is I mean, I'm not much use if I'm staying in one spot is the trick, so I'm gonna be all over the place.
Fair enough. I'd either probably opt to be like kind of behind or in front, either or.
In this kind of environment, unfortunately, we may be attacked from any side, so having a particular marching order may not be a benefit.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And if we're in somewhere particularly threatening, then I can be a few hundred feet above and get a better view of things. Don't usually fly about the place too much because it makes people a bit suspicious, but if we're dealing with this sort of thing, then I think I'd appreciate the early warning.
Mm.
Yeah. All right. In that case, I'll just stay within exactly 5 feet of Hortense at all times.
Thank you.
Well, we have at least something that resembles a plan. Shall we break camp and keep moving?
As we
Yeah,
can.
yeah, absolutely. I'm down with that.
All right. So after breaking camp, putting out the campfire, packing up the tents, Omen doing his with as much aplomb as he physically can, but you've seen this a few times now, so it's probably not that impressive anymore. You guys are making your way down the road towards Lauran. Let me see. Doobly doobly doo. I'm just gonna roll something real quick. Alright. Cool. I would like everybody to do me a perception check.
Now I have a +5 to this, so it should be good, but I know it won't.
16?
8! Hold it.
I love how this game works.
I'm perceptive as hell, but I've just had my morning smoothie, so I'm thinking about other stuff.
Yeah. Okay, who got the highest audacity with a 16? Alright. Given all the conversation we've had about keeping our wits about us and not getting ambushed by skelling bones again, as you're moving through this idyllic countryside, something out of the ordinary catches your eye up in one of the trees as you pass by.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. It is definitely a different colour to the rest of the surroundings. It's more of a purple. And it's not a shade that you've seen anything else be on this side of the fog.
I'll flip down to the rest of the party from my flying a bit above for a view position. It's like, if we stop here, I think we got something a bit weird in one of the trees here. Might be worth having a look at just because I'd rather not just walk straight past something that's weird here, if you know what I mean.
Seems reasonable to me.
And
I'd like to look for any tracks on the ground, even though I do not have a good roll stat for that.
Yeah, okay. Go for it.
No.
13. As far as you can tell, there are no traps.
I said trap, actually. I said trap. Did you say trap? Trap.
You can't see those either.
No worries.
No traps and no tracks.
Audacity, have you pointed out where it is? Can we all see it now, or is it obscured?
I would have pointed towards it at least, and then kind of gone over towards that tree to, start checking if it's safe to go near.
Okay. So yeah, as Audacity moves over to this tree, You can all see there's something that... It's not a bird, but it gives the vibe of a bird up in this tree. And you are catching little glimpses of this vivid purple. Nothing seems to attack you as you get closer, Audacity.
Does the bird-like thing look to be moving?
Yeah, it's kind of flitting quite quickly, actually, between one clump of leaves and another clump of leaves. And you catch sight of it for a little bit longer, and there is a large yellow eye looking at you for a second. And when I say large yellow eye, I mean this whole thing is quite small.
Relatively large.
Large in comparison to its body.
Hey, Hortense, I say in character. Maybe you could do a druid thing.
Oh. I do have speak with animals. Just give me 500 years to find it in my spell section.
I kind of spread my wings a little and waggle them in a bird-like greeting-ish.
Okay. Animal friendship allows you to convince a beast that you mean it no harm. Convince a beast that you can see within range. It must see and hear you. The beast's intelligence is 4 or higher. The spell fails. Do I have any way of knowing if this bird's intelligence is 4 or higher?
You do not.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna cast a spell.
Okay. Does that require a roll or anything on your behalf?
Druid level 1 enchantment, DC 13, spell mod +5.
Yeah, it should say in the description. If it doesn't say,
Otherwise,
then
the
it just
beast
happens.
must succeed in a wisdom saving throw, will be charmed for the spell's duration. If you or one of your kind have the target, the spell ends at high level when you cast the spell using a second. I think I just cast it.
Mhm.
And if it's too smart, then
No, it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
it needs to make a wisdom saving throw. I don't need to roll anything, but you do. If the beast is less smart than 4.
Okay.
He's actually a beast, in other words.
I'd also like to point out that this can go ahead. This isn't going to interrupt anything. That Gil is just sort of standing near the base of the tree where everyone is gathered, about half a pace behind everyone, looking pretty fixedly at the trunk of the tree.
Okay. Alright, so Hortense, you cast your spell, and it doesn't feel like anything happened. Like, you can feel there is something there, but it's definitely not a simple creature. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay. I relate this to the rest of the group. Like, whatever it is, it's... If I had to quantify its intelligence, it would be it'd be more than 4.
Well, that's something interesting. I will look up at the bird and... Hello there. Are you some kind of fey creature that's wandering about here and having fun?
Hi! Yes! Yes!
Oh, well, that's interesting. Are you, I mean, step 1, are you the friendly kind?
Yep. Very friendly.
Friendly to whom? Friendly to us?
Are you bad guys? Are you bad guys? Bad guys? Bad guys? Bad guys? Bad
No,
guys?
we're pretty good. Pretty chill.
Ask, are you in a jammy?
And as you say that, there's an excited rustling from inside the tree. And I'm going to post a picture in the art chat. This little thing comes out of the leaves through the air and straight towards Audacity. Yes!
Oh, it's adorable.
Well, that's something fun. We've met one of you fine folks that's associated with the earth, and I'm guessing you're associated with the air.
Yeah. My name's Luff.
Love?
Luff.
I am emotionally attached to Luff.
Well, I think Steel is hiding away in my friend Gail down there, but I think slight pause because Lee seems to have wandered off to something.
Inopportune moment. Oh dear.
Do we want to wait for Lee to come back?
Yeah.
I reckon so.
Yeah, we'll take a eat chocolate and drink tea break.
No worries.
This is where I admit that I don't remember the voice I gave to Steel. I think I'm just gonna make them all have the same one. Hi, Lee. We found a friend for Steel.
Ah, okay. We've collected the next in the elemental set, have we?
He has just, asked this thing if it is an Ajami, and, found out that yes, and then has said that Steel is in Fishy Friend down there.
Okay.
Love is gonna sort of look down at where Gil is, and Gil, you can feel as Steel sort of pops out from like your shoulder and looks up, and then there's this little moment with the two Ajami just sort of look at each other, and then neither of them have arms, but they kind of wave their little stub feet at each other. I knew it! I knew I could feel good things. Yes.
So, what are you doing around here, just flitting about and enjoying the air?
Oh yeah, it's much cleaner over here than over there. And then there's just this sort of half little growl, and it glares at the volcano.
I mean, yeah, the volcanoes seem to be causing a bit of drama everywhere.
Testing. No.
Can hear you.
Yep, it's no good. I was going to turn the camera on mute. Sorry, the thing on mute so that I could eat, but the cat was in the way.
That's fair.
Hey, Love, do you, are there any of your other friends about? Have
No,
you seen any of them?
no.
No.
Nonsense eruption. All over the place. Boom! Go fly. Not everybody likes fly. I do. Flying good.
Fine, a lot of fun.
And it does a few little loop-de-loops in the air.
You're a bit more mature than I am. I need a bit more space to do those sort of things. At this point, I will just jump back into the air and do a big loop over the top of the tree and then come back.
Oh, good fly. Big wings. I don't need wings, so I can do take turns. Nyum, nyum. And just doing little loops around you, going nyum.
Is she making a Noom song with her mouth?
Well, she doesn't have a mouth, but she's saying nyum.
Amazing.
Are you hoping to meet up with the rest of your folk, or?
Oh, would be good. Found Steel. Steel, that's good. Can I travel too? Can I? I can help.
I mean, if you want to, it's we've already got one of you fine folks in the group, and I can't see any downside to having you with us.
Yay! I'll fly with you! And Love kind of does a dive. Like it did, just like if it was in an anime, it would have all of the speed lines and go zoop, and then just sort of disappear inside your chest. Audacity.
You know what? Well, that's a fascinating experience. It looks like we're picking up friends.
Better
really
friends than
curious.
enemies.
I'm really curious as to what that one is.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find out at some point. I don't think an expert's gonna be eating nails so much.
Some form of air, I suppose, which could mean a lot of things. But all right. What do you think? I'm gonna ask Omen again because she might know something. I'm sorry. I just have to because she knows things. I just have a feeling she's on the down low with everything somehow. So we found two of these. Presumably there's a water one that might be called Sleet, around the place somewhere, and then a fire one. And I reckon the fire one might know something about the volcano. Actually, that would make a lot of sense to me. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I'm gonna roll him a something or other. 12, that's better. So Armin looks at where Luff disappeared inside Audacity, and then looks over at Gil, and then has this bit of a ponderous. You get the vibe of ponderation from this otherwise featureless creature. I think it would be a fair assessment to assume that the fire one would know a bit about the volcano, yes. But Luff did seem to know something about the volcano themselves. If the eruption had caused the air around the volcano to be less than ideal.
That's a good point. What do I reckon we should keep moving. What do you guys want to do?
Hey, Love.
Just this little head that just sort of pokes out from inside Audacity's shoulder. Yeah.
I assume the fact that you have made yourself a new home in my friend's chest that you'd like to journey with us.
Yeah. Fly with. Come.
Yeah.
Fly with.
Okay. Before you pop back in, can you tell us any more about the volcano eruption?
Big, loud, bad.
Oh, the logic there.
I mean, you're not wrong. Has it ever erupted before? Do you remember?
No, don't think so.
Does anyone else have any, perhaps better questions?
I mean, while we've got you out here, what sort of thing do you eat while we're making our way?
Oh, I like clouds and sometimes bugs. Bugs. Flying bugs. Dragonflies. Cicadas.
Electricity? No, probably not.
Yell is
Lightning.
Lightning?
Zzzt, zzzt, zzzt.
Yell is not really in a space to be suggesting this, but Lee would like to wonder if anyone would like to ask Steele about the volcano, because I don't think we did that.
No, we didn't. Yeah, Steel. Did you have any thoughts on the volcano at all? Like, is that how? What were you up to when that happened?
Oh, sleeping. We were all sleeping.
Oh, all of them were sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where? What's all? How many others are there like you?
I only have 2 legs. Cannot count much higher than that.
Same,
One,
buddy.
too many, lots.
Yeah, that. More than just Luff and Steel. More than that. A few more. Many more? Some more.
Do you want to keep moving along? I reckon we can keep asking him questions as it occurs to us.
I mean, I
Yeah,
think
I'm thinking.
getting back to things is a bit of a good plan.
Yay! Flying together. Yes.
Yep.
All right. So we're carrying on.
Yep, and Audacity is back, a little ways above whatever trees are around here.
Cool. Like Gil has with Steel, Audacity, you can kind of feel the presence of this little critter, even though you can't see them. It's less that they're on your shoulder, but more like they're just nearby. So it doesn't feel uncomfortable or anything. It's just very present, if that makes sense.
Yep.
As you all spend your day walking down the road towards Lauran, the town does come into view after a good number of hours. This town, at the first glance, before you get too much closer, does seem smaller than either of the towns you've been in so far. Both Kiplay and Boblin are bigger than this. It's got more of a fence than a wall. But there are no houses that you can see from here. You'd have to get closer.
Well, if we're not any threats about, then I'm guessing we just carry on towards the town.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I'm not feeling particularly threatened.
Works for me.
Cool. All right. So you all head a bit closer, and I'll get everyone to roll me a perception.
I got a nat 1.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I didn't see shit. Not a fucking thing.
Audacity didn't do any better, unfortunately. That's a 6 as well. So we've got 2 6s, a 16, and a dirty 20. Lovely, lovely. All right. All right. Audacity and Hortense. You can't see any houses, but you can see the fence. Maybe this isn't the town? Question mark. Gil, as you guys are all getting closer, you can see there are very big but cut off trees inside the perimeter of that fence, and you can also see other town-like structures. Like there's a well, and you can see what looks like it should have been like a sanctum sort of thing, like you saw in the other 2 towns. That kind of that religious sort of religious sort of building that was more made out of stone than it is anything else. And Julian with that dirty 20. Maybe it's because of the height difference that you can see, but as you guys are walking closer, you can see light glinting off windows inside those massive tree trunks.
Well, yeah, I'd like to walk up to those tree trunks and inspect it further.
Yeah, of course. So it becomes abundantly clear, especially as Julian walks up to one of them. Everybody can kind of notice this. These are enormous trees that have been carved out, and the houses are made inside of.
Well, that's not good. Something tells me the forest spirits aren't gonna like that too much. Is there one that's like particularly grandiose?
No, not in particular. They're all various different sizes. It looks like maybe the smaller trees might have maybe 2 small apartments in them. Like these are big trees. But you can also kind of get the... Actually, I'll get you to roll a nature. How about that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we're now in the town, if it's a town?
Yep.
That's an 11.
Okay, so looking at these tree houses, it doesn't look like these are new. It looks like these were cut down or carved or whatever it was quite some time ago.
Hmm. So, interesting. But as far as we're aware, the issues with the forest are a relatively recent thing.
Unless this is part of the deal with the forest. That's why because they were selling wood before they were overselling wood. Apparent, like presumably that was the town's income for a while. Maybe they live as part of the forest, and that's why they were allowed to cut down the trees until they suddenly got this big order of way too many, and it screwed everything up.
That's very perceptive. So there's no way of are there any signs like above the trees or anything like that that can give us some kind of clue? As because I don't want to just start door knocking people. And are you in charge here?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
You have a sneak rogue.
Well, and I'll give you this one last thing with that dirty 20. So, yes, you can see plenty of signs here and there. Like the absolute biggest tree in this area does have a sign which gives you the vibe of an inn. But you will notice, in fact, everyone will notice, even if, with our pair of sixes over there, there are no people in this town. Not a soul.
I would like to ask Luff something. I will ask Luff something. Luff, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hi.
Have you ever been here before? And if so, do you know who or what lives here?
Looks like a people town. Yeah. People town.
Okay. Fair enough. Thank you. All right. Well, my vote is to head towards the one that could possibly be an inn to find out more information.
Okay. Is everyone going
Yell.
with him?
Would you guys mind if we took like minutes? Because I just realized that I need to do a chore really super quick, but it'll take me 5 minutes to do it.
Yeah, we can have a quick break.
Okay, cool. I'll be right back. I'm washing clothes for the coast trip, and I need to put it into the dryer mode now.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
We can take 5, and I will eat some more chocolate and drink some more tea.
No worries. I'll see you soon.
Noodle.
Choices. How do I want to do this?
It's never a comforting thing to hear your GM say.
It's how badly do I want to frighten you?
Honestly, fucking do it. Because Giel's having a moment, and you know you want to make this shit worse.
Yes. Yes, indeed. I think I might do it that way. No, I will be right back.
I think it should be fine. I think it's gone through the dryer before. I do love it, but I am planning to make some kind of. Yeah. Last good. What? That it all comes out.
I hope everyone is having a good time so far.
Oh yes.
Hello, Poppy. Meow. Have you come to play Dungeons and Dragons? Hmm? Snippy, snippy. Yes, you play Dungeons and Dragons? You are so fluffy. Fluffy, 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 fluffy. Mwah. You need to be brushed. We had a few warm days and now you're shedding.
Hairy baby.
Hairy baby. Hairy baby. Please do not attempt to climb onto my shoulders. You've been doing that a lot lately because you're being a sook.
I've taught Sins the word sook. Sins was delighted.
I'm back. Thanks, folks.
All good?
It was a particular pair of overalls I really want to wear down the coast. And my favorite pair of overalls. So they were getting stinky.
Yeah, fair enough.
Very gay sentence.
Yep, I aim to please.
Poppy onto the chair, please. Thank
It's
you.
got
Good
like
girl.
mushrooms and
Oh, that pair of
nonsense.
overalls.
Yes,
Yes, that's a good pair of overalls.
I'm very fond of them.
Yeah. All right. So we have entered Lauran, and I believe Julian was heading towards the inn tree.
Hey,
Would you say heading to the entryway?
Yeah. Roundabouts in that direction. Yeah, so is everyone going with him, or is he splitting the party again?
I'll go with.
Well, actually, I mean, I wasn't heading there yet. I was saying that I think we should do this, because Julian's not the biggest fan of splitting the party, but
I mean, I think it's as good a first place to be looking as any. What did we notice about? You said there was a shrine type building.
Yeah.
Is it also a tree?
This one looks like it had a tree planted on the roof maybe 100 years ago, so it's a stone building with the tree roots that kind of go over the building.
Okay.
We're all going. Gil is going to sort of keep pace with the party, but walk to the sides of the streets. Keep an eye out around corners, stick to the overhangs, basically sneak.
Alright, no worries. I won't make you roll for that one. You get to the door that has been inset into the trunk of this very large, possibly in tree, and it is not locked.
I knock.
There is no answer.
Hmm.
I go in.
Right?
I was waiting for it.
How many seconds before Hortense does something impulsive? 2.
That's like one of those little like signs that says days until incidents, and it was like it was just creeping up to 1. It's practically a sec.
Yep. All right.
I follow her.
You throw open the door and head inside. Inside it's quite cozy. There is a staircase on one side and a little tiny like reception sort of desk opposite the door. And behind the reception desk there is a small tree.
Like what kind of tree?
Vaguely humanoid?
I mean, yeah, vaguely humanoid fantasy tree looking variety.
Mm,
It has a trunk and leaves. It's about as much detail as what kind of tree.
Oh.
Is there a ledger?
Yep.
I would like to have a look at the ledger.
All right.
Was this like a tree Airbnb or a hotel?
Airbnb tree.
Airbnb
Tree.
tree. I'm kicking myself for not getting that one myself.
Do an investigation if you want to look at the ledger.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, a 21. Okay, so
It's in French, but you can still read it.
it's still in common. Same as the ledger at the bed and breakfast that you stayed at in Kiplay. There isn't anything particularly notable about this one, except that the last entry was a good couple of months ago.
Yeah, that's what I was most interested in, to be honest. Just the last date of entry more than anything.
Yeah, there's no big names or anything pop out. And while you're not super familiar with the way that time sort of like how dates are written on this side of the fog, because if you remember the last one you looked at was like, what does this mean? But you can kind of tell just from the amount of dust on things and the age of the paper and the age of the ink. This hasn't been touched in a few months.
Folks, I think this town has been reclaimed.
It's seeming that way. This tree here behind the desk is looking a bit familiar, isn't it?
Hmm. Centipede. Hortense, do you feel like turning into a centipede?
I'm good. Let's just pretend that we're rehashing that whole debacle. And besides, the DM wouldn't let me crawl inside, so it's a moot point anyway.
Yes, I'm drawing a line there. I will let my players do a lot of things, but not that.
Look, we made a new rule. We've made D&D safer.
Oh dear.
Look, I think entering NPCs without consent is just a good rule overall.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure most campaigns play with that home ruled somewhere. At least the ones worth being in.
Alright. So See, there's not a whole lot in here. Like, it's a big tree, but it's still ultimately a tree. So it's not a super huge room. And the staircase kind of takes up most of it, but it sort of spirals upwards.
Yeah, I'll have a wander up the staircase.
Okay.
Well, while you folks are having a look through here, I'm gonna check out a couple other spots, if that's okay. Just make sure there's not any surprises waiting for us.
That may be wise, but at the same time, may be wiser if we look together.
I mean, I think I can take care of myself and, get away from whatever's coming, but, if you'd like to come with,
I will accompany you. I cannot do so in the air, but I will do so my best.
I mean, all the places worth looking at are on the ground.
Hmm.
But while Julian is investigating upstairs, Audacity will head off to the shrine first.
Alright. Omen will hang out behind Audacity on the way. What is Hortense and Gil doing?
I guess I would leave this building and see if there's another one nearby that looks demonstrably different.
In that case, Gil is going to go with Julian.
Alright. Cool. Let's try not and split the party, I says. Let's split it 3 ways instead. Okay.
Like, I just wanted to have a quick look. I wasn't going to be there very long. I'm going to join up at the shrine very shortly.
Yeah, of course. So we'll do the inside of the entry first. So you go upstairs, and the first sort of floor looks like it's more of a communal area. Like there's a couch and a little fireplace which is not lit. And it looks like some stone stuff has been inset into the side of the tree, so it's not just a fire hole in the side of a flammable building. It's actually got a chimney attached to it and inset into the wood, so that the whole thing doesn't necessarily catch on fire.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Is the room intriguing?
This one is probably not the most intriguing room in the place, but you're welcome to both roll a perception if you like.
I will.
My favorite thing about the invention of the chimney was that it revolutionized how we built houses, but also for a really long time they were made of wood. It took them it took people quite a long time to be like, maybe not wood. And at one point, Stratford upon Avon, where Shakespeare was from, in 1 year, half the town burnt down, and then the next year, the other half burnt down.
Yeah, I believe it. All right, so we got a 12 and a 23. Cool. That's more than enough on both counts. So you're looking around this area, and the thing that jumps out at you both is there are 3 small trees in this room, and another staircase leading up further.
All right. I might leave it at that then, and because I don't want to wander too far. I didn't realize it went up even further. So I'm thinking. Actually, I'll say this to Gil. Gil, what do you think we should do? Do you think we should keep going up or rejoin with everyone?
Gil flinches as the to it and ask a question, and it's going to look down and go, we'll do whatever you think. It's fine.
Bless you.
Thank you.
All right, I think we should go back to the shrine.
All right, well, we'll do that then.
Alright, cool. You head downstairs and out the door with no incident. Now, Hortense, what were you doing?
I was looking to see if there was a nearby building that was demonstratively different, because I wanted a point of comparison to compare the houses.
Okay. So the inn tree is the largest tree in this place. Like, it is big. All of the buildings seem to be done in a very similar way, carved out of the inside of a big tree trunk. So the most different one is the shrine, which is actually a stone building with a tree on top, rather than actually made from a tree that was there. There is also a little well, which is made out of stone. And there's a little bridge. But
how far back does the town go? Like from where I'm standing?
It's
how
relatively small. There's probably maybe 10 tree buildings in the area at best.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to the. Is everyone else at the shrine or at the inn?
Everyone is currently making their way towards the shrine.
All right, I will walk towards the shrine then.
All right, cool. Just for convenience's sake, I'm going to say everyone rocks up at the front door of the shrine at around about the same time. And this building, as I said, this one is a stone building that looks like it had a tree planted on top of it, probably about 100 years ago. So the tree has grown big, and it hasn't been cut down at all. So it's still got a nice tall trunk and a large leafy canopy, which has nice dappled shadows on the ground around the shrine. And inset into the stone, there is a simple wooden door.
Well, as the one who was heading there first, I will haul open the door and step in.
Cool. You haul open the door and step in, and what this looks like is a very small chapel. It's got a few pew-like chairs, like rows of chairs, and then there's a very basic altar at the top, and at the top, at the far end. And there is a door on either side, on that back wall, on the far left and on the far right.
Any symbols?
Surprisingly, no.
Well, I will just start checking over the area quickly and then try one of the doors.
All right. Do a perception.
Gail would like to also make a perception roll, having a look around for any sort of compartments. Are there any places where things might be hidden? Any clues as to what this room's purpose is? That kind of thing.
Okay, sure.
13?
13. And a dirty 20. Nice. Okay, so Audacity, with the 13, you're looking around, and this seems a lot more like a gathering place than a serious place of worship, as if it was not a particular deity that was being worshipped here, but more some sort of more of a vibe than a deity, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
I'm struggling with my English today. Gil, you're looking around and you can't really find any secret compartments in the seats or up on the altar. The altar is very basic. It's almost just like a bit of a bench, and there's a bowl, and the bowl has what looks like the remnants of a candle, like a pine-scented candle. I think I'll go with pine.
Gail doesn't know trees, so it smells like tree.
Yep. But you do find a small wooden box behind the altar bench.
All right. Gil's going to pull out the box and look it over.
It is a small, simple wooden box with a catch on it to stop it from falling open.
Mm-hmm. Do I sense any fuckery up with this? Is it trapped? Is it gonna...
You'll have to investigate and find out.
Which thing would you like me to add to the roll for this? Insight, insight, perception. What else would make sense?
Either an insight or an investigation, or if you have a detect traps of some variety. Specifically?
No, it doesn't look like I have anything specifically with traps. I will at this point also mention that I have advantage on saving throws against charmed, frightened, paralyzed, poisoned, stunned, or put to sleep.
Okay,
just in case that becomes relevant. So, sorry, yes, was that insight?
Yeah, you can do an insight.
Oh, yeah. Can I also do a perception? One of these has a strong preference attached.
Yeah, do it. Either works.
Cool. All right. I will do the perception. 13.
13. All right. This is a very simple box. There's no carvings. There's no much of anything apart from some planks of wood and a little catch on it. You've dredged up from the sea more complicated boxes than this.
Yeah.
You can't.
Spoilers, but yes.
Sorry.
That's all right.
It doesn't feel heavy, so the wood doesn't feel as though it's particularly thick. It's also not locked, so there's nothing to pick. There's no keyhole. There's nothing like that. Yeah, so it's probably not trapped.
Okay. Gil's gonna open it.
All right, cool. There are 5 gold pieces inside.
All that. But... all right. Gil's gonna bring the box over to the rest of the party, and hand the box over. It was I found this behind the altar, everyone.
I wonder if it was like a donation box or something.
It's not uncommon for such things to be in a place like this.
Oh, that's how he looks over from checking the side rooms. It's like, anything interesting in it?
Just gold.
Feels like taking that from a place like this might not be our best idea.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I'm not into it. In fact, I'm going to put a gold piece in there.
Yeah, I've heard of the tale of the Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't take gold unless I know I won't be cursed to turn into a skeleton.
All right, sure. So Julian, you're putting a piece in the box? All right, easy. You put a piece in the box.
I think I'll join in on that. It seems like a good idea, given what we're walking into.
All right.
Yep.
There are now 7 pieces in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Is everybody putting a piece in the box?
Sure, I'll put a piece in.
All right. I think Omen will do so as well. There are now 10 gold pieces in this box.
Yell is just going to close the box and put it back.
All right. Cool. That's basically everything that's in this room.
Audacity was going to investigate the other 2.
All right. Left or right?
Left.
Left? All right. The door is likewise not locked.
Left. Sorry, I'll stop making references.
You open the door on the left, and likewise it is not locked. And this room, it doesn't quite give the vibe of a bedroom, but there are beds in here. And there is a large-ish, like maybe 5.5 foot tall tree standing next to one of the beds. And then interestingly, a much, much smaller tree lying down on one of the beds.
No,
It's a bit depressing.
he had to have a snooze and got turned into a tree. Brutal.
I'm gonna back out of that room fairly hastily and go check the other one.
In the other room, it seems to mostly be storage. There's a whole lot of spoiled healing, like salves and stuff. Things that don't normally get sat around on a shelf for a few months and have not appreciated it. There's also some spare furniture, repair box, stuff like that. It's just a storage room.
Is there anything like charcoal or similar?
Roll it and find out.
Roll what?
Probably either an investigation or a perception.
Well,
12? Yeah. Yeah, there's a box of maybe some charcoal and a few bits of chalk and a few pens and stuff like that. You can find that on one of the shelves.
I'll grab a piece of chalk and head over to the altar.
Uh-huh.
Just leaning under it, I'll just quickly scribble or sketch something on the bottom of the altar without saying anything.
Okay. Sounds good.
What kind of bottles are on the shelf? Do they look like everything in them is probably spoiled, but the bottles themselves, are they plain? Are they decorated? Are they...
They're pretty plain. Like, picture, just a glass, like, sauce bottle and mason jars. That's kind of the vibe that you've got here. It's all very, very simple. The most la-di-da one has nothing in it except for some red dried something in the bottom.
Yep. Gil's going to take that one and also a couple of the plain ones.
All right. You now have some unhygienic bottles. You may add this to your character sheet.
Yep. Best session ever. Unhygienic bottles. One fancy.
Fancy and unhygienic. That describes some people I know.
Oh dear. All right. Anyone else got anything they want to do in here?
Is there anything else like that can be done?
It's up to you. I mean, you could go and tip all the furniture over if you really wanted to.
No, I'm good.
There doesn't seem to be any cheese to steal, so you can't go full Skyrim.
Not in this town. Maybe later.
I think I'm pretty good, actually.
Mm-hmm.
What sort of time of day is it, by the way?
It's late afternoon now. It was a long walk.
If it ends up getting to sundown, I know this might seem like a bit of an ooky idea, but I think we should probably pick a house here and maybe spend the night or something, because
I mean, if we've got an inn, if we can find a room there without any unexpected trees in it, that might be the best.
yeah, I'd definitely pick one without any trees for sure.
Why?
Well, if trees used to be people, I'd feel a bit weird about sleeping where they're treeing.
Lots of things used to be people. These ones don't move.
That we know of.
We've been given the impression that these former villagers don't particularly get around much. There is the woodcutter tree back in Kipley to attest to that.
Hmm.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Wherever we sleep is wherever we sleep.
I mean, if you feel better in a room with a tree in it to keep company, then
The tree that is on the bed, is it taking up the entire bed?
Well, it's a single bed, and it is not the full length of the bed, but like you couldn't snuggle up next to it.
Okay, I think that would also be weird, so I won't do that, even though it strikes me as being darkly funny.
Consent is important.
Yes, it is, absolutely. We agreed that we can't get inside the tree people, so we probably shouldn't co-sleep with the tree people. Yeah, I'm just gonna find a random room that's a reasonable enough distance from my companions and just go to sleep.
Okay, well, you're currently in the shrine. There is no other rooms in this building.
Oh, I meant in the village.
Oh
I
yeah.
think I think we should
I
all,
wasn't saying sleep right now. We've got a bit of time yet.
I think
I thought it was nighttime. Sorry.
late afternoon. But I think when we're planning where to sleep, we should all be inside the inn because that gives us a couple of options of rooms. And if something comes, then it's not going to be one person sleeping off in a random house on their own.
Having some protection from the hostilities of this land is a good idea. Sensible.
We should probably also still do shifts.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
but
likely.
got a little bit of time before then. If we can try and find the Lord's house, I'm curious to see what's going on there.
Yeah, I guess let's go door knocking.
Don't think anyone will answer, but it could be fun.
No, well, yeah, I mean,
So, stepping outside,
Mm-hmm.
do any of the trees seem more ornate, more Lord's house tree-ish?
No, not particularly.
Huh.
Like I said, the inn was the biggest. But they're all the same variety of tree, like possibly oak, kind of fantasy oak tree.
Amounts of decoration or, better grounds to any of the tree?
No, most of none of them actually really have like a yard or anything. You can see one window in the side of one of them that had been left open, and there are some fairly tattered looking curtains kind of drifting on the breeze a bit. There's some children's toys left outside the side of one of the other ones with some itty bitty little saplings next to it. Yeah, nothing particularly lordy.
could I have a look at the well?
Sure.
I walk
Also,
up
has everyone
to-
come outside of the shrine now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right. Is it full? First thing. What do I see?
Well, insofar as a well is full, you can look into the well and there is water at the bottom. Absolutely.
Okay. Nothing. Okay. No. So there's nothing about the well that looks particularly interesting.
I mean, it's a well.
Yeah.
It has water in it. It has a pulley and a rope. The rope is not in particularly good condition in a few places, particularly where it's been draped out from under the little tiny roof that it's got. There is a 6 foot tall tree which has part of the rope tangled in its branches. But apart from that, it seems to be a fairly well made, long established well.
Fair enough.
Well made.
Yeah. It is at this point I am going to get everybody to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Ooh.
Was it another mushroom fart cloud?
Con save.
Audacity, whatever it is, I share your fate.
7.
5.
Great. Cool. Let's see. We've got Audacity, Julian, Hortense, Omen. What did you roll, Gil? Have you rolled one already?
Yeah, I rolled a 12.
Oh, you got the 12. Okay, cool. Well, that's splendid. Well done, team. All right. As you are all looking around the town, looking at now that you're sort of noticing these trees that were once people, you can kind of get a feeling of how many people there were and how they were just going about their normal lives when this hit. And then a shudder goes up everybody's back, and there is a voice in the back of your mind, and it says,
"Who is this in my territory? How dare you trespass?"
Sorry, what?
I think
I didn't hear.
half of that.
huh?
We only got like half of that. Your voice cut out.
That's disappointing. Voice mod has failed me. It was very, very spooky. Something. How dare you trespass? Was the gist.
I mean, we're not we're not trespassing on purpose. We came to make a deal so you can stop turning people. Presuming that you're the person who turns people into trees. We're here to make a deal so we leave each other alone.
There is no verbal response to this this counter argument, and everybody except Julian and Gil, you can feel something sort of starting in your stomach and spreading out. It's kind of like, you know when you've been sitting down for too long and your body gets all stiff? It's like that, but all over. And it becomes very hard to move.
Well,
I
that's
don't want to be a tree.
to hand to her chest and just for a sec, and then Love, if you're still in there, it's seeming a bit dramatic here.
Oh.
Love kind of pokes her head out and, oh dear, ooh, wow, magic. And I'd like everyone to roll me a perception too, please.
$15.
Nice. 11, 15, 21, and a 10. Beauty. Okay, so as this feeling is sort of spreading throughout your body and you're feeling stiffer and stiffer, there is a glimmer of something gold-coloured from one side of your party. And everybody gets to see this because we all got 10 or better. Hurrah. the feeling starts to recede a little bit. And then you turn and look in the direction of this gold glow, and you can see that the flower and vine patterns around the bottom hem of Omen's cloak are glowing, and the fabric of his cloak is billowing slightly. And you can see that he's doing something magical. And slowly, the stiff feeling is going away.
Yay! It would be difficult
Gills.
to continue to play this as a tree.
Yell's gonna sort of pull this number.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Who got the highest? Audacity.
Yeah.
Splendid. As you're watching this and as that feeling goes away and you can kind of feel like you can move again, looking back at Omen, whatever he's doing, he doesn't seem to be doing to himself. And you can see his cloak starting to change from blue to brown.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, dear.
I will step over to him as quickly as I currently can and kind of look him over like, creepy friend, you seem to be getting a bit woody there. Whatever you're doing to stop it, can you be doing that to yourself?
No.
Oh, that's not good. Is it something we should be doing?
See if you can
What
find
matters?
a solution, that's all I can say. And in a few seconds more, instead of the tall, imposing bard that you knew, there's a tree with little yellow flowers at the base of the trunk.
Oh, well, fuck.
Is Omen a tree now?
I think he is.
It
That's,
really didn't take long. I attempt to beseech the spirit that is inflicting this curse upon us. What manner of treason have we
We hit
committed to?
Unfuck shit.
What manner of treason have we committed to deserve such a fate?
Treason.
Thank you so much.
My apologies, we can continue being dramatic now.
I lost my train of thought entirely. Oh, that was too funny.
I was waiting to whip that out for a while.
Yeah, there is no further voice in your head. Whatever it was that was speaking to you before that tree curse descended upon the party is not deigning to respond to your yells into the void. All you are left with now is this empty town and the tree that was once your companion.
Hortense walks deeper into the forest. Well, into the village forest.
So I think we've got a pretty strong vote from Omen there for us to not be sleeping in this town overnight. I think I'm going to be sleeping outside the town borders.
Yeah, I think it's maybe time that we leave.
Got to be finding a solution to this, which looks like we have to go into the forest, but not doing that at night.
Well, how close is it to night now?
It's starting to get towards sunset.
Okay. Then Hortense turns around and goes, "Okay, we'll deal with this tomorrow." But she gives a little hug to Tree Omen.
Aww. Okay.
Giel is going to leave. Just let me have a look at the character sheet. Yeah. It's gonna leave a map case in the branches of the tree.
Okay. You leave a map case in the branches of the tree. You assume there is gratitude there, perhaps. You can't tell.
So, I think this is a bit of an all-nighter situation. Probably not a good time to be sleeping. Even if we're a bit weary from the walking and getting here and exploring, I think maybe we should try and figure this out as soon as possible.
Can we see how far we are from the forest?
So if you scroll back up in the art chat and have a quick look at the map, Lauran is very close to the Lauran forest. Like, there's not even really a gap. There is the gate that you guys came in from, and then there's a gate on the other side, which leads to the forest. So it's quite close.
Well, if you think we should be just heading straight into the forest and trying to work out what's going on, then I suppose we make a start to it.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, cool. Going on a pilgrimage into the forest. I think we might do that next time. Just looking at the time. So, yeah, that was fun.
Dun dun dun.
Poor Omen.
Oh dear. Well, I hope you had a good session. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now, and we will reconvene in 2 weeks. Yay!
Excellent.
Yay!